Liz Cheney, who is, of course, Dick Cheney's daughter, went on Fox News Sunday, and she proceeded to defend her daddy. Aww! And that also included defending his torture. So she's going to go after this new report that there's been a few leaks. It's a Senate report on what the CIA did and the torture that was done under the Bush administration. And it basically says that it was a colossal failure. Well, here comes Liz Cheney to disagree.
Shape up. Here's what the chairman of the Intelligence Committee, Dianne Feinstein, said this week.
It is now abundantly clear that in an effort to prevent further terrorist attacks after 9/11 and bring those responsible to justice, the CIA did make some serious mistakes, and that they haunt us to this day.
She talked about it as a stain on the country. Question, Senator Feinstein, right or wrong?
I think it's very sad to see Senator Feinstein do what she's doing. From what we've seen in terms of the press reports about this report, it was written entirely by Democratic staffers. As General Hayden said, nobody talked to a single CIA official who was involved in the program. Some of the press reports point out that the staffers relied upon the accounts of terrorists themselves, took those at face value in terms of descriptions of what had happened in the program.
They did have hundreds or thousands. In fact, that's one of the arguments of documents from the CIA recounting the program.
But this program itself has also been the subject of investigation by the CIA Inspector General at length. We do know, look, this is a program that will be debated clearly for decades here in this country, and I think it's fine to have that debate. But if you're going to say that we should not have conducted the enhanced interrogation program, if you're going to say we shouldn't have waterboarded 3 terrorists, then you've got to say that you're willing to accept the consequences of that, and you've got to be willing to say how many American lives would you have been willing to put at risk because you didn't want to waterboard Khalid Sheikh Mohammed. And you also have to recognize that we have other documents that have been declassified, frankly, 6 years ago, about the interrogation of Khalid Sheikh Mohammed and Abu Zubaydah that demonstrated clearly the intelligence that was gained from those interrogations that helped to save lives and prevent attacks.
Wrong, 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 wrong. Everything she said there was false. Everything. And it's not even like, bits and pieces had a grain of truth in it. It was like the inception of stupid. It was like stupid within stupid within stupid. So let me break it down for you a little bit. First of all, when she says, well, there were other documents that said that torture saved lives. Yeah, documents written by your daddy and written by his own lackeys within the Justice Department. It's this old trick that the Republicans do. They go to like an intern at the Justice Department who doesn't know anything, and they tell him, just write down that you're approving this program that we're starting. Don't worry about what it's for. Just write it down, and then it's cool. We're all set. All right, thank you. Appreciate it. And what is he doing? He's basically making anybody, a lackey at the Justice Department, sign and say the program is totally cool and it totally saved lives and it was a great program. And then what do? They go on the Sunday shows and make the rounds and say, according to the Justice Department, torture is great and it saved lives. Such a dirty, dirty trick. And that's what she's talking about right there. And to say that, we know that torture saved lives. Incorrect. How about Senator John McCain, who was tortured himself, and he says, look, torture, you don't get accurate information from torture, because obviously when somebody's torturing you, you're going to tell them whatever the fuck they want to hear in order to make them stop. Which is why eventually somebody who was getting tortured said, what do you want to hear? Oh, you want Iraq to be responsible for 9/11? Okay, yeah, Iraq did 9/11. Can you please fucking stop now? And then furthermore, they waterboarded Khalid Sheikh Mohammed 183 times. You would think that if torture works, you would only need to do it once. What's the definition of insanity? Repeating the same thing over and over and expecting different results? By time 36, they didn't go, well, he's not really going to tell us the truth here. I mean, it's unbelievable that she still goes out there and says this. And on top of all that, one of the main points in this discussion is that it's not a debatable issue anyway, It's like somebody saying, well, I think we should, at certain times, vigilante justice makes sense, and you should murder people without a trial and going through law and just take matters into your own hands. But that's not a debatable issue. Why are you bringing up shit that we've already settled with the fucking Magna Carta in the year 1215? This isn't how civilized people act. This is how fucking barbarians act. The Eighth Amendment to the U.S. Constitution talks about protection from cruel and unusual punishment. Torture doesn't fall under that? But she says it, and that's the thing. And then she'll go out, and campaign for something, and she'll talk about how, oh, we believe in the Constitution on the Republican side. Right, except for that fucking Eighth Amendment thing with cruel and unusual punishment where you were just fucking cheerleading, rah-rahing for torture. They're so full of shit, it's coming out their ears, man. And then the idea that she says, well, the report should have talked to the CIA agents that were involved. They didn't even talk to them. Why would you want them to talk to them? Talk to the CIA agents who were involved so they can proceed to obviously cover their own asses? They're not exactly an objective source here. If they give you information about what really happened, they could go to jail. So obviously they'd cover their asses. What did they do instead? They went to the documents. They went to the documents that explained in detail what happened. And then the final thing I'll mention here that really got under my skin, when she says, well, the people who did the report, the staffers, they listened to the terrorists when they did the report. What the terrorists said they would put down as if it was fact. First of all, no, they didn't. They went to the CIA documents and used those. Second of all, how do you know they're terrorists? That's the point. That's what we've been saying all along. Okay, you think they're terrorists? Fair enough. Have a trial. Present the evidence. And if you're right, the evidence is going to be overwhelming. And everybody will say, you know what? That's a terrorist. The evidence proves it. But you didn't want to do that. You got rid of habeas corpus. You got rid of due process. You didn't allow trial, so you didn't prove it. So then we have to go by your word. Trust us. He's a terrorist. Why would I fucking trust you? Why would I trust you? In fact, did you know that one of the deals the Bush administration made when right after 9/11 happened with the Pakistani government, they went to the Pakistani government and said, look, man, this horrible thing just happened to us. People died. We need revenge for this stuff. Do us a favor. If you know of any Al-Qaeda people in the region, send them to us, and then we'll ship them to Guantanamo. So what happened? The Pakistani government went out. They didn't round up Al-Qaeda operatives. They rounded up anti-Pakistani government protesters, people who were fighting to get their country back in Pakistan, protesting for one reason or another. And of course, the government didn't like dissent. And what did they do? They said to the Americans, oh yeah, these are Al-Qaeda operatives. And then we took those people, sent them to Guantanamo Bay, and kept them locked up for fucking years. People who were innocent, who were just protesting in Pakistan, we assumed they were Al-Qaeda. We didn't give them a fucking trial. Some of them we tortured, okay? And then this is what we're left with at the end of it all. We became the enemy. We didn't offer a trial. We didn't have due process of law. We didn't have habeas corpus. And this is the exact reason why we need it, because we don't always get it right.